Okay guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Okay guys, I'm back and I see you are too. This is video number 2 for January 25th, and we are going to be getting caught up with the Q post. So I'm going to jump right in. I do have some people to thank, but as I explained in the last video, I would rather do that during my regular videos where most of my regular listeners are listening, and save these non-regular videos because a lot of new people click on these that don't normally watch. So that is what I'm going to do. And but I don't want any of you to think that I am not very, very thankful for any donations via Ko-fi or Patreon or what have you, because I am. Now, let's just jump right in here. We're going to start with the 23rd of January and we're going to work up to today. I don't think there was been any today. Let me just check here. What am I doing here? Hang on one second. QMAP. Just wanted to be sure after I said that, I thought, yeah, we're going to be going actually from, well, actually it's all from the 23rd. I'm just behind. So let's get into that now. Yes, I was looking at this and dreaming, but alas. All right. Okay. Now, so this is the first one from January 23rd, and we are picking up from where we left off in the last Q video, but of course we're a couple days behind, and I do apologize for that. Emails expose what Obama admin knew about Biden's and Burisma. Now, this is from the 23rd of January, 2020, and it gives us a link to a Twitter account, which we're going to go right now, and it says, "Truth and facts will prevail. The public will learn the truth." Q. So let's go check this out. All right, it says breaking Laura Ingraham investigation. Emails expose what Obama admin knew about Biden's and Burisma. So let's just click on this. I'm not sure how long this video is. Hang on. It's 5 minutes. I don't know if we want to play something that long, but I will summarize it for you. How about that? Okay, let me go back to here. Okay, so I liked this by Lisa May Crowley, and she is a good one to follow on Twitter. She is at Lisa May 62, May spelled M-E-I. Great person to follow on Twitter. I know she is a veteran and very good at this. Ingraham Angle reported on State Department emails regarding the 19th of January 2016 meeting with Ukraine officials signed in by alleged whistleblower at the White House on Biden and Burisma Holdings. Story was buried. Gee, I can't imagine why. No wonder Schiff and Schumer don't want Bidens to testify. Yeah, I bet you they're having to buy extra supply of Depends underwear. Note that Solomon had reported, that's John Solomon, had reported about this White House meeting last April. Hussein White House summoned Ukraine officials to White House in January 2016 under guise of coordinating anti-corruption efforts, but pushed Ukraine for dirt on Manafort. This January meeting is the earliest documented effort to build the fake Russia collusion case versus POTUS. We learned last November, EC was, that's Eric, Carmela, was spy insert, and he signed in Ukrainian visitors to January 2016 White House meeting. So, interesting. Truth and facts will prevail. The public will learn the truth, and they will. All right, now we're coming up to the next one, posted on January 23rd, declassification chain of command. Now it says declass chain of command, POTUS to Barr. POTUS was the one that instructed Barr to declassify everything, gave him the ability and the authority to declassify it. Barr gave Durham the authority to investigate everything that came up during all of this, all of the, I guess, criminal aspects to it. Foreign classified intel provided by Five Eye and non-Five Eye as needed. Does Durham want to hold, freeze, public declass due to criminal nature of the probes? Think grand jury material. When did the investigation begin? When did the investigation really begin? Nothing can stop what's coming. Nothing. Slow drip leads to a flood. Yeah, and the funny thing about those slow drips, you know, it can just be raining slightly, but if it rains over a whole lot of days, just lightly, you're going to have a flood. It's going to lead to a flood. So yeah, slow drips can lead to a flood just like a whole deluge can. So there you go. And this from D. Oppresso Liber, another great person to follow on not on YouTube, but on Twitter. I may have said YouTube the last, I meant Twitter. It goes by SunQ2. Ingram Angle announced last night breaking news regarding release of emails exposing what Obama knew about Biden's involvement with Burisma in Ukraine. Q goes through the chain of command for the declassification process. 4F equals foreign intel. POTUS will order the declass of certain foreign intel collected from Five Eye countries like New Zealand, Australia, UK, and Canada, and foreign intel collected from non-Five Eye countries, Ukraine, as well as Israel and Russia perhaps. This foreign intel will only be declassified on an as-needed basis so as not to jeopardize assets and relationships with foreign countries that shared the intel with us. Durham wants to hold off on declass as long as possible, as a lot of this sensitive intel is being used to obtain indictments from a grand jury against big-time bad actors. And we know we've got a whole lot of those. All right. Now, and I put here, POTUS gave Barr authority to declass. Barr gave Durham authorization to investigate everything regarding Spygate. All right. Now, we're coming to the next. And again, 23rd of January, as are all of these. And it says, what storm, Mr. President? I'm sure we all remember that when they were having that press briefing or what have you, and he had all the medical people there, or military rather. My brain is still on the last video, but they had all that military people there. And he said something about the storm, and the reporter said, what storm, Mr. President? He said, you'll find out, or you'll see. All right. Well, this Anon said, looking forward to that flood, sir. And Q responded, what storm, Mr. President? You'll see. POTUS. Q. And that was from a press briefing on October 17th, 2017. And I'm sure we all remember that very well. All right. And the next Q post, 3786, Brexit approved, UK will leave the EU. And we have a link here, and it says, congratulations, UK patriots. Independence is a beautiful thing. Globalism dead? Q. Not quite yet. It's not quite yet dead, but let's hope it gets there soon. All right, let's take a look at the link. And it is this. The Brexit Act has been given royal assent. We're leaving next Friday. We're getting it done. Department for exiting the EU. Now, let's get out of there and come back here. All right. And it's the Queen signed off on Brexit on January the 23rd, which is the date of this Q post. So that is why Q posted that, because it's done. The Queen has signed off and it's a done deal. Congratulations. all you UK patriots out there, you know who you are. All right. And we're at the next one. The next drop is a drop 3787, screenshot of DNC payments to CrowdStrike, May to August of 2016. Now, this is a little bit this is not the best picture of this in the entire world, but let me tell you what it shows, because I can. All right, and this from DocRock107, another great person to follow on not on YouTube, on Twitter. CrowdStrike is key. Dems paid them since May 2016, $98,000 paid on July 11th, 2016, the day after Seth Rich murder. Oh, what a coincidence. Mueller took CrowdStrike's word that the unexamined DNC servers were hacked by Russia. And of course, we know they weren't hacked by Russia. They were hacked by Seth Rich. And he didn't hack them. He just took a flash drive and downloaded. Anyway, corrupt Dems fighting for their lives to keep media government focused on POTUS. Don't worry, it won't be boring forever. No, it actually has changed now that we're getting to see the other side of things, and hopefully I will get that updated tomorrow. And, you know, we'll get caught up on all the news tomorrow. But I did feel that these two things were very, very important tonight to get to, so hence I skipped the news for tonight. I'm sure most of you won't mind. All right, so yeah, they're wanting us to keep focused on POTUS because then we can't focus on all the crimes that they've committed, and that's what they're doing, but it's not working because now that they have their turn, we're getting to hear the actual truth. No, it's not as boring as it was when old Adam Schiff, pencil neck, was, you know, flapping his gums. Boy, that was painful. Painful. Okay, now we're at the next drop, which is 3788. 3788. Justice Department believes it should have ended surveillance of Trump advisor earlier. And we've got a link, and then it says correction will be needed. All surveillance regarding POTUS, HOPS, will be concluded that there was insufficient predication to establish probable cause, and there was. So let's take a look. Now, this is the link that they give, but it is behind a paywall. So we're going to go to this one because it is basically the same thing, but not behind a paywall. So let's take a look here. Maybe I've got the wrong. All right. This is Wall Street Journal piece regarding the Fisk judge. No predicate for at least 2 of the 4 FISAs on Carter Page. And it says we need to correct when truth comes out that all FISAs used to spy on Trump campaign via HOPS weren't legal. And of course, the HOPS talk to the umbrella policy whereby if, you know, say I'm under investigation, then they can also investigate anyone I talk to, anyone I associate with, relatives, whatever. They can also put them under surveillance as well. That's what that is talking about. Let's see if I can get into this Wall Street Journal article. Probably not. Justice Department believes it should have ended surveillance of Trump advisor earlier. Government tells court it lacked probable cause in last 2 of 4 eavesdropping applications for Carter Page. Well, we know it's actually all 4 of them. They lacked probable cause. But Washington, the Justice Department now believes it should have discontinued its secret surveillance of one-time Trump campaign advisor Carter Page far earlier than it did, according to a new court filing unsealed Thursday. Now, yeah, I can't read further because I can only read this. The Justice Department made that determination in a December letter to the secret court that oversees surveillance of suspected foreign spies, acknowledging it may have lacked probable cause to continue wiretapping in the last 2 of the 4 surveillance applications it sought against Mr. Page. Now, let's go here. Back here. Nope, back here. Okay. I'm not sure why this won't work. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe, maybe not, but it's worth a try. Hopefully the sound is much better tonight. I got a new cord for my microphone, and I'm going to be sure to keep it where there are no cats, like locked up. Okay, let's try this, shall we? Of course we shall. All right, yeah, here we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. And where there's a will, there's always lots of relatives. Anyway, breaking, spy court admits FISA warrants against Carter Page were not valid. The FISA courts, or the court's top judge, wrote in a secret ruling on January 7 that at least 2 of the 4 spy warrants against Carter Page were invalid and not lawfully authorized. Authority granted to the federal government to secretly wiretap and spy on former Trump affiliate Carter Page was not valid, the nation's top spy court noted in a secret ruling penned earlier this month. The order from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, FISC, which was created and authorized by the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, was initially signed and issued on January 7th. 2020, but was not declassified and released until Thursday afternoon. Judge James Boasberg, the current federal judge presiding over the FISA court, wrote in the order that at least 2 of the 4 FISA applications against Carter Page were unlawfully authorized. Additionally, according to his order, the Department of Justice similarly concluded following the release of a sprawling investigative report on the matter by the agency's inspector general that the government did not have probable cause that Page was acting as an agent of a foreign power, because he wasn't. The FISA law states that American citizens cannot be secretly spied on by the U.S. government absent probable cause based on valid evidence that an American is unlawfully acting as a foreign agent. Excuse me while I sip my hot beverage of green tea. It keeps my voice going. All right, DOJ assesses that with respect to the application in docket number 17-375 and 17-679, if not earlier, there was insufficient predication to establish probable cause to believe that Carter Page was acting as an agent of a foreign power, Boasberg wrote, referring to the final 2 of the 4 FISA applications. To spy on Page, the court understands the government to have concluded, in view of material misstatements and omissions, that the court's authorization in dockets number 17-375 and 17-679 were not valid. So, Boasberg's ruling noted that DOJ had not yet taken a position on the lawfulness of the first 2 applications against Page. So it's not that he found that the last 2 were unlawful and the first 2 they were okay. No, not at all. He's already ruled on the last 2. A determination has not yet been found against the first 2. So they're still that's still ongoing. They haven't yet taken a position on the lawfulness of the first 2 applications. So that is that, and I'm not going to belabor that. So we can come back to here and see what else we have. And we have this. This is draw 3789, link to source doc from Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court. And he has, Q has, okay, I got it here. Q is reiterating what we just read, or did we? Let me see here. Where is he getting this from? I don't know. Anyway, 3788. Hang on here. Just a moment. Okay, yeah, correction will be needed. All surveillance regarding POTUS hops will be concluded that there was insufficient predication to establish probable cause. And of course, we just read that they had decided on the last two, but they were still deliberating or whatever. They had not reached a determination about the first two. And Q is telling us that they will find that all four were unlawful. And he is noting this again. He is quoting what he just dropped there. And then beneath that, he puts article lacking source document. So the article that we read from the Wall Street Journal, which we didn't really read because we couldn't get behind the paywall, but the one with the Federalist as well, there was not a source document. And so Q has provided us with the source document. And it comes from the fisc.uscourts.gov. And all my links will be uploaded to Patreon. So this is the actual source of that information. United States Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, Washington, D.C., docket number 16-1182, 17 to 52, 17 to 375, 17 to 679 in regards to Carter Page, a U.S. person. So that is the source of that information. All right. And let's go on, shall we? Of course we shall. Now, we are on drop 3790. Rubber bullets sting, but do not last. All right. Not exactly sure what he means by that. Of course, rubber bullets sting, but the sting doesn't last, and there's no lasting damage from it, I guess, is what he's saying. Perhaps not. But he is bringing up this post from the 24th of July, 2019, about special approval, setup example 1, Loretta Lynch, paper trail, special entry, Natalia Veselinskaya, I can never pronounce her name. And we've looked at that before. And let me see here. Down below, it says worth remembering. And it says, so Natalia, Manafort, FISA warrant issued approved for Manafort. Okay, Mueller, Manafort, FISA warrant issued approved for Papadopoulos, Mueller, Papadopoulos. Yeah, so let me see here. This is, so Loretta Lynch, actually, the paper trail, she gave special entry to Natalia Veselinskaya, and this, I'm not sure there, Manafort, and then FISA warrant issued approved for Manafort. Oh, because she had connections to Manafort, and then they started spying on Manafort through a FISA warrant, and then Mueller investigated Manafort, and then a FISA warrant was issued for Papadopoulos. That's right, Papadopoulos, and then Mueller investigated Papadopoulos. You know how I love to say that name, Papadopoulos. FISA warrant issued, approved for Page. Mueller started investigating Page. FISA warrant issued, approved for Flynn. Mueller started investigating Flynn. You must target, remove, and silence all those illegally targeted for FISA surveillance, plus UK assist. UK assist plus FISA surveillance included all upstream collection plus tangent contacts, umbrella surveillance. We've talked about that before. Foreign target designators create leapfrog hops to isolate real target, non-foreign communications. So we know what that means. Q is, we have those of us that have been following this all along. And Q says that's worth remembering. Then it says, when did the public first learn regarding FISA warrants, +3, non-Page, if FISA warrants deemed to be illegal, all surveillance, leapfrog hops, what happens to Mueller's cases? Yeah, they fall apart. How do you invalidate a claim? Conspiracy to commit. Rubber bullets sting, but do not last. And I think he is suggesting there that that is what they have been striking POTUS with, is rubber bullets, and rubber bullets don't kill anybody. And they sting for a while, but the sting goes away and you're okay. You're not going to die. All right. Now, this from Lisa May Crowley. We learned from the 31st of August, 2018, drop about FISA warrants versus Manafort, Papadopoulos, Page, and Flynn. It was made public in DOJ IG report on the 9th of December, 2019. All these FISAs were not legal, which nullifies Mueller's cases. Conspiracy to commit offense or defraud U.S. So then we have underlying surveillance applications based on fraud and will be thrown out by court. This is by Dio Presso, Lieber. And let me see, they have no case against General Flynn. OIG investigation revealed these misstatements, and once the OIG report declassified and released, even more light will shine on the dirty tactics of Mueller and his team. Q making point that once an underlying crime for which a person is charged is thrown out, crime of conspiracy fails. Conspiracy by itself is not a crime. Mueller has nothing. Public learned the other FISA warrants in early December this year. Public learned of the other FISA warrants in early December this last year. Manafort, Papadopoulos, that's right, I said Papadopoulos, Flynn, and Page FISA applications targeting POTUS were discussed in media first week of December, Q told us over a year ago. So yeah, we've known. Those of us that have been following Q, we've known. Now, this says, watch the news. Ted Cruz was also spied on, and we've known that for a long time as well because of Q. And it says, worth remembering, the day the public learned 4 FISAs, December 9th, 2019. Anons knew August 31st, 2018. The day the public learned illegal surveillance targeting of Page 2, January 23, 2020. We learned about Cruz, important markers to remember. Watch the news. So something's going to come out about that real soon. We can guarantee that. And this is, let me see what this is. Let's go. I think this is the OIG report, to tell you the truth. Yes, it is. That goes to the OIG report, and we don't have all night, so I'm not going to read that. So let's go back here, and yeah, we can pay attention to the news now, because something about Cruz being under surveillance is going to come out real soon, maybe this week. Okay, then this is interesting as well. This is drop 3792. 3792. Absolutely massive crowds out on the streets of France against Macron tonight. And we've got a link to that. And then it says, remember when the fake news media told you this was all in relation to a gas tax over a year ago? Sheep no more. The Great Awakening. Q. And yeah, wasn't about a gas tax. It was, they are protesting Macron himself and the globalist agenda. That is what they're protesting, and the protests are obviously still going strong. Nothing in our news, though, about this at all. Why would there be? Massive, absolutely massive crowds out on the street of France against Macron tonight. Tens of thousands out on the street in marches of light in every one of the 10 to 15 largest cities of France. So yeah, huge, absolutely huge, but not reported on our mainstream media, because our mainstream media do not have any real journalists anymore. Just a fact. That's just a fact. All right, let's go back. So yeah, they're protesting Macron and the globalist agenda that they don't want to be part of. And probably the nonstop immigration as well of migrants. Rudy Giuliani to reveal Democrat, we are on, drop 3793. 3793, Rudy Giuliani to reveal Democrat corruption in Ukraine and their plot to destroy the Trump campaign. And we have a link here, and I've clipped that out to save a little bit of time. Starting tomorrow, we will begin cracking through the swamp's media cover-up of top-level Democrats selling their public office, resulting in multi-millions in Ukraine and the conspired attempt with foreign officials to destroy the Trump candidacy. And interestingly enough, Q leads us to that and then says, worth following. It's a precursor. A precursor. Q. Interesting. And we will do that. We will follow that. Now, this is the last and most curious of them all. It is a state funeral definition. And let's go here. And Q is leading us to, sorry, my nose is itchy for some reason. A state funeral is a public funeral ceremony observing the strict rules of protocol held to honor people of national significance. State funerals usually include much pomp and ceremony, as well as religious overtones and distinctive elements of military tradition. Generally, state funerals are held in order to involve the general public in a national day of mourning after the family of the deceased gives consent. State funeral will often generate mass publicity from both national and global media outlets. So it's interesting that Q would lead us to that. And, that's all there is. He doesn't say anything about it. So my guess would be that there will be a state funeral coming up soon. That is my take. Now, for what it's worth, and yes, some of you may just think, well, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard, but I'm going to throw it out there. And I'm not stating this as fact or anything else. I'm just stating it as something that I was in that point of right ready to fall into sleep. And all of a sudden, and again, you can't put much, I don't know, you can't assign much truth or veracity to this because it's just one person's opinion. But as I was falling into sleep, I had the strangest feeling that we were about to have a state funeral, and I saw who it was. Now, this makes no sense. So, like I said, it could be too much pizza. It could be, who knows, just a tired mind. I don't know. But I saw this so plainly, and I was just falling into sleep, and I went, what? It didn't make any sense to me, but I saw Hillary Clinton. Now, whether it's really her or not, I don't know. But that is what I thought. I had such a strong feeling that I felt compelled to even tell you about it because it's odd. It's out there. I don't know why I would think that because, to tell you the truth, the first person that logically enters my mind is Jimmy Carter, especially when they had the whole death of Mr. Peanut at the Super Bowl. That was strange. So to tell you the truth, logically, I would assume that it's Jimmy Carter, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. Now, whether it will be her or whether this will be the deep state's way of letting her escape unscathed, and then she won't be able to be prosecuted or anything because she's dead. They're not going to open it up at that point, I doubt. So I don't know. Again, that is simply conjecture on my part. Don't run with that and say, well, Deception Bites is talking that it's Hillary. I don't know. I'm just saying that crossed my mind as a very strong possibility, and I couldn't shake it. Still can't. So, yes, my logic says Jimmy Carter, but my heart somewhere, or my brain somewhere, says it's Hillary. But again, that doesn't make any sense, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that is it for tonight. That brings us all the way up to date with Q. And then tomorrow, I will be back, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. And as long as I don't take any more of the medication that my doctor put me on, it's a new medication, and I took it yesterday and became very, very chills, throwing up. And as soon as it got out of my system, I was fine. So yeah, as long as I stay away from that, I'll be back tomorrow. And I've been snowed in today, so it's been a good day for this. And tomorrow it's supposed to snow all day too. So there you go. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. You stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and always keep seeking the truth, because why would you want to believe in a lie? Why? Even a beautiful lie. The truth is so much better than a lie, even when it's a beautiful lie that you want to believe. It's so much better. The truth will indeed set you free. All right. Well, good night, guys, and I will see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. All right.